A Columbus man accused of shooting and killing a police officer faces a judge for the first time since learning prosecutors will seek the death penalty. Good evening. I'm Dwayne Pullman.
And I'm Ellie Merritt. Today, Lincoln Rutledge pleaded not guilty. NBC4's Renee LaSalle has the new details revealed in court about the night Columbus police officer Stephen Smith was killed.
Carry the ultimate penalty, the death penalty. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Lincoln Rutledge stood before a judge today to hear the charges against him. He faces an 11-count death penalty indictment after this fiery standoff that ultimately cost Columbus SWAT officer Steve Smith his life. It started late on Saturday, April 9th. Officers were trying to serve an arrest warrant after they say Rutledge was identified as the suspect in the arson of his ex-wife's home earlier that day.
There were lights on in the house at the time they knocked on the door. Immediately after the door had been knocked on, the lights went off.
Franklin County Prosecutor Ron O'Brien walked us through the course of events. Officers tried to get into the apartment through the basement.
And while two officers were in that basement, the defendant was firing shots through the floorboard.
O'Brien says Rutledge fired at a SWAT armored vehicle from his bedroom window, ultimately shooting Officer Smith. He says SWAT deployed two small robot cameras to see what was happening inside. He says Rutledge shot them both and shot out the window at officers again. Rutledge was eventually taken into custody early the next morning. Officer Smith was taken off life support 2 days later.
And Columbus SWAT officer Stephen Smith will be honored this weekend at the Transplant Games of America in Cleveland. Smith's family will be there tomorrow when he is recognized during the opening ceremonies. Smith was an organ donor, and Lifeline of Ohio says he was able to save 2 lives through organ donation. The Transplant Games are a multi-sport festival to help promote the need for organ and tissue donation.